Hi everyone, Gil Amaral here, talking about psychoanalysis. I've been having some problems lately. I've been feeling kind of depressed. I've been having motivational problems. I wanted to see a therapist, and so I called up this old therapist from my hometown, and she referred me to a therapist in the town I'm in now. That therapist, though, that she referred me to is a psychoanalyst. Psychoanalysis, as you know, is the school of Dr. Freud, Jung, Lacan, that relies heavily on unconscious content, free associating, being on the couch, talking about your problems, coming to your own conclusions. Because I'm kind of a cerebral guy, it's something that's kind of always appealed to me. So I called up the doctor and I set an appointment, and then what I did was I made a list of goals that I wanted to achieve in therapy. And I got to the poorly marked door of the psychiatrist, and when I went inside the waiting room, there was nobody there. It was just a completely empty waiting room. There was no receptionist desk. There was no muzak. It was just this quiet, poorly lit room with some magazines, and on the opposite end of the entrance to the room, there was a door that said, "Do not knock." The doctor was like this short, kind of elven-looking man with like this floppy haircut, and he was wearing like glasses, and he was pale, and he had on a suit. And I was wearing shorts, and I think, he kind of smirked because he thought, oh, this is not what I was expecting. Like a 25-year-old guy in shorts. He led me back to his office, and his office was much better lit than the waiting room. The waiting room didn't have any windows in it. And he was like, feel free to lie on the couch, or you can sit in the chair, that black chair over there, that's my chair. He told me, he's like, that's my chair. And I kind of wanted to get on the couch, and I was thinking, like, I hope there's a couch. I want to do this, like, old school, psychoanalytic style. But then I was like, well, doc, the couch looks really comfortable, and I'll just sit for now. So I sat in this beige, or it was like this tan chair with a cool ottoman, and I sat there. And then, I pulled out my list, and he was like, what's going on? And I was like, so I got this list of goals that I want to, achieve from therapy, and, can I read them, and he wasn't like, oh, yes, please read the goals. He was just like, and he was like writing everything down. And so I read the goals, and it felt kind of weird because he didn't, I don't know, he's just writing. And, so after I read my goals, I started telling him about my problems, like I just got sober, and I don't have a job. I just kept talking, he kept writing, and eventually, I stopped talking about the problems from the here and now, and I was talking about my parents and my brother, and being bullied in the 4th grade, and it was crazy. And, at the end of the session, I was like, so, like, how do you want me to pay you? How much is it going to cost? And he was like, I'm not going to charge you now, which was a relief. But he said, but my fee is $180 a session normally. And I was like, what? And he was like, but I'm not going to charge you that much. You can, tell me how much you can pay. And, I can't pay anything, basically. Like, I could do $20 a session, probably. But I feel like offering him any less than $90 a session would be kind of insulting, And so I don't know what to do with that. He's the therapist. He should just tell me how much I should have to pay. I can't pay anything. I don't have any money. I almost feel like, we scheduled a new session. I don't know if I can go because I can't pay. So, when the session was over, he led me out to this exit. And in every therapy session I've ever been in, you just go out the way that you came, But in this guy's office, he has like a special exit, and it just led to this weird stairwell. It was an interesting experience, and I want to go back, and I hope I get to.